First it was fantasy leagues, then sports books. Now it's a constant stream of live odds, push alerts, and instant bets.
And with March Madness about to tip off, sports gambling and betting apps are gearing up for their busiest season. Since 2018, legal sports wagers in the U.S. have jumped from under $5 billion annually to more than $150 billion, largely thanks to apps that make placing a bet as easy as texting your friend. Downloads of betting apps have soared as much as 500%, and mobile platforms now account for roughly 90% of all bets.
And the story doesn't stop at sports. A new category called prediction markets lets people put money on the outcome of almost anything.
Dr. Jess Galani is helping us dissect how this new era of gambling is reshaping risk and reward. We know that this is all kind of, well, it might be fun and well for some. For others, it can be a very dangerous environment to enter into. Can you tell us what Polymarket is? I had not heard of this one.
Yeah, so Polymarket is one of the platforms, one of the more popular platforms for these prediction markets. They're a tech company, and they basically operate in a way that allows you to place a wager on just about anything. The color dress that a celebrity will wear on a red carpet, whether or not someone will say a certain word during a live award show, sporting relating things, all things like that.
So this is similar to like at the Super Bowl. You might be able to place a wager on the coin toss.
Yes.
So it's something as small as that, only on a daily basis kind of thing.
Yes, absolutely. So it could be the coin toss. It could also be something like, for example, the halftime show. People bet, I think it was $4 billion on elements of the halftime show that they predicted would happen.
Wow.
Someone actually made $400,000 making a bet right before the halftime show that Lady Gaga would be one of the surprise guests and that she would sing Die With a Smile.
Yeah. Wow.
You know what, this makes a lot of sense because, I mean, even when Jordan and I, we go to the Steelers games, or even if you're watching it on TV, you often see people not even paying attention to the game. Like, everyone is glued to their phone because, I mean, maybe they're betting. I mean, I know sports betting, that's popular, but people are betting on everything now.
They could be. And I think, you know, there's a real risk if you don't have to go in person to a racetrack or actually call up a bookie. There's a real risk that you're going to overdo it and that we know that gambling is highly addictive.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of concerns about this kind of cascading the normalization of gambling into every facet of life.
Well, I was going to say, it's one thing if you are placing like a random bet, but if it is something that you're doing every day, you could potentially lose a lot of money if you're not monitoring yourself.
Yeah.
And that's something else I wanted to talk about, because we know in Pennsylvania there are state laws with the lottery. I mean, we know that there are regulations and some rules with some of this stuff, but does that also apply to some of these online platforms?
It does, but the challenge is in terms of enforcement. So derivatives laws are federal laws that basically ban insider trading. And one of the real concerns about the poly market or about these prediction markets, whether it be Kalshi or the poly market, those are the most popular ones, are that people will take information that they hold confidentially and use it to their personal advantage. And because some of these bets are placed using cryptocurrency, you can be fairly anonymous in placing that bet. 12 hours before President Nicolas Maduro was removed from office by special forces from the United States, someone placed a very large bet in the prediction market.
Interesting.
So, yeah.
So a lot of us didn't even know that stuff was happening.
Exactly. And if people are taking top secret classified information that they have access to, they're potentially endangering our troops. They're endangering U.S. foreign policy and our military.
Yeah,
So
let's go to even more downsides of has to be if people can bet on anything, it just feels like it's taking the joy out of what would just be a normal, you know, event or an occurrence.
Yeah, I feel like if we can bet on anything, then is nothing sacred? Is nothing, I mean, historically in, you know, Rome, they would bet on who the next pope would be, or they'd bet on gladiator fights in ancient Rome. So betting has been around for a long time, but the pervasive way that you can do it constantly has not.
You know, I want to talk to you about, I mean, you're a professor, you teach college-age students, and we know that sports betting has been a big, I mean, it's a big topic among young men in college specifically, this targeted age group. Are you talking to them at all? Is there anything that you're seeing among students in this category?
Yeah, they're definitely not just sports betting, they're also like day trading using these different apps. They're constantly, I think that the fact that our glowing dopamine screens in our pocket are able to kind of make us want to form a habit, it's that much more of an even deeper addictive kind of runway when you are going to these places where you could potentially have a huge windfall.
Right.
So yeah, my students have actually I teach all sorts of classes, including public speaking, and some of them have given instructional tutorials on how to make money using these kinds of sports betting apps.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely something that's happening and something we should be talking to our kids and young adults about for sure. Thank you so much.
Conversation. All right, Dr. Jess is conducting a lecture on news and digital literacy this Thursday at the Mount Lebanon Public Library. We're going to have more details for you on our website.